Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So I wanted to share with you a video about how selfishness ends your marriage. Now I want you to listen to what this chick is talking about. Without further ado, here we go.
360 for Expo. I had a baby in 09. I got the little extra weight. I couldn't get rid of it. Yes, I'm still eating. No, I'm not exercising. I'm not buying no gym membership, so I'm going to get on the table. I went and got it for me, but I made sure it was for Expo. And how I know it was for Expo, at the time, I was married. My husband told me he did not support the Lipo 360. He was not there for the Lipo 360. He did not deal with me for the Lipo 360. I had to call my sister, who was fucking 4 hours away, to stop her life and her 2 kids. She came in town, went out of town with me, and made sure that I got whatever it is I needed and got me back home. So I knew that it was for Expo. I went and got Lipo 360 for Expo.
Now, when you know a woman is telling a stupid story when she get to standing up and getting real animated about what she's doing. Now, Expo, for those of you who are wondering, she's talking about herself in third person. So that alone tells you everything that you really need to know. But what I wanted to focus on was, and she was trying to skip over it, and she was really trying to vilify the man because he said no. She went against his wishes, did it anyways, then disrupted her sister so that her sister could come care for her in the aftercare. And she basically telling how because she said it, she's not married anymore. He wasn't, listen. She also said something that was also very key. She said she talking about, I couldn't get rid of the weight. But then turned around and said she wasn't gonna eat properly. She wasn't getting a gym membership. She wasn't exercising. So, ma'am, you were not trying to get rid of this weight. She was like, so I'm gonna get on the table. Listen, there are so many things wrong with what she's talking about. When she started talking about how she wanted to look a certain way, but yet was unwilling to do the actual work that it took to lose weight or look a certain way, this tells you why she's no longer married and why she was never fit for a marriage. Because if you're not even gonna put in the work for your health, you're certainly not gonna put in work for a family and a marriage. You're not gonna do it. He said no, first of all, because it's dangerous. Second of all, because he understood who you were. You didn't have the discipline to get up and, do a couple of sit-ups, a couple of squats, and a couple of crunchies every day and put down the zooms, the wham-whams, the big Deborahs, and the Intimates donuts. He knew you wasn't going to upkeep it because, ma'am, you still big. So you got a Lipo 360 that your husband didn't want you to get, lost your marriage because you were so disobedient and it was such an egregious thing. And those Lipo services or whatever, operations or whatever, those procedures are not cheap, especially for the bigger you are, the more they have to take, the more money it's going to cost. He knew that you didn't have the discipline. You wasn't going to do no pushaways from the table. You was going to eat that same crap you did to get fat. He knew that you had ate a bunch of crap while you was pregnant. You continued to eat a bunch of crap after you had the baby. You continue to be lazy. You continue to be undisciplined. You continue to be, your same self. You had no mindset change. You had no different outlook. You had no revelation about the state of your health and how you was going to put in work and how you was going to dedicate. You wanted to do it the easy way. So you went and you defied, probably spent money that y'all didn't have, considering that y'all had recently had a child. So you probably spent money that neither of you truly had in order to do something that wasn't absolutely necessary for that dollar amount. Because what people don't tend to understand is when you get lipo, when you get BBLs, you actually do have to go to the gym. That same work you was trying to circumvent, you gonna have to do it anyway. That's the get you got you. But moving on from that part, ma'am, you still big though, ma'am. So what was the point? You interrupted your sister's life. You put yourself through uncomfortability and pain and, needing aftercare. You ruined your marriage to still be big, to still need to go back. They need to take some more. You need to go back again, let them suck some more. Every 2 years, you need them to come suck it back out because you certainly not going to stop putting it in. Ma'am, you still over 200 pounds. Here's the thing. Y'all like to choose this so-called self-care, this so-called doing for yourself and looking out for yourself over and above the marriages and the relationships that y'all are already into. And this is how you lose it, because she tried to vilify that man and demonize him. Well, he doesn't there to take care of me. He don't have to take care of you. He is not obligated to look after you after you make a decision that goes directly against the decision he already made in his leadership. Now, people would be acting a fool if something had went wrong on that operating table, and maybe if she didn't pass away, maybe she came away with some crazy injury or something that she couldn't get over, and they really have to deal with this for maybe years after the fact. Then they be trying to look to her husband, well, you told her it was okay. Actually, no, I didn't. Actually, I told her don't do that. Actually, we had quite a few conversations and even arguments about the reasons why I didn't want her to do that. She was hard-headed. She did it anyway. Now both of us got to go through something because she wanted to be hard-headed. So y'all complain about leadership, and when men give you leadership and it go against what you want to do, now all of a sudden he's controlling, and this is not good leadership. And then you go against what he says, and then when he quote unquote stand on business and be like, you know what, the way that you handled that, I'm out. You don't defy me like that. The fact that he was like, I'm not even going to be involved. He probably told her that, and she just went ahead and did it and then got mad that he kept his word. He likely told her, if you go over there and do it, I'm not helping you. So you can just go ahead, forget that part. If you go, do it if you want to. But I promise you, I am not going to give you a cup of water just because you can't get up. I'm not passing you no pain pills. I'm not doing anything. Well, what kind of stuff is that? It's the type of stuff, it's the consequences that I'm telling you that it's going to be before you do it. She did it anyway. He kept his promise. That's when she had to call her sister. That's when she got mad. It was probably too many arguments after that. And he was like, you know what? No, I'm out. And you see what she said? I did it for Espo. I don't even know what kind of little name or nickname that is. But this is so childish. This is so selfish and goofy. And this is how y'all really be in these relationships. Y'all do stuff thinking only about you. You don't think about nothing else, even when people try to tell you, even when people try to warn you, even when people try to give you the best advice. You don't take it. You go headstrong, loud and wrong into the wrong thing. Do it and then get surprised that the people that said that they were going to behave a certain way and respond a certain way to your actions actually respond that way to your actions. And it is what it is. It is what it is after that. Like this one, I don't care how you feel about one of my personal decisions. As my husband, if I'm going under a knife, I'm going to need you to be there. Like, you don't have to agree, but as your wife, I need you to care. No, I cared My care was in telling you don't do something that you didn't need to do, that you didn't even have the discipline to keep up on, as we can see. And this is just all around a bad idea. My care was in my structure. My care was in my leadership. My care was in telling you no. That is where my care was. Then your selfishness kicked in and you did it. It's not a personal decision. It's a family decision, because you going under knife can be dangerous, whether it was an elective procedure or whether it was a necessary procedure. At any point in time, whether you needed to do it or not, for a medical reason or not, any point in time you go under the knife, even for quote unquote simple procedures, there's always that small chance that you may not come back from that, or you may not come back the same from that, and it's in a bad way. And if that happens, not only you have to deal with that consequence, but the people around you, your family that love you, that you expect to support you, they actually have to deal with it as well. So this is the stupid stuff. I wonder what the comments were. I told you not to do, but you didn't listen. So you're all by yourself on that one. So I don't know. If I was going to make an altering life decision like this one that includes so many risks as a mother of two, I would definitely need the counsel of my husband. Her own life choices contradict the surgery she's willing to have. Even as her best girlfriend, I would have had to keep it real with my friend and encourage her to work out with me. If she cared about herself more, she would go to the gym, exercise, and eat better. How is he, quote, supposed to care about her when she doesn't care about herself? I mean, this is what it is. The fact that you're not listening to your husband says you don't care. So go handle it on your own, and you better not try to spend $1 in the joint account. Exactly. Another guy says, LOL, I'm not going to be there for you if you choose to do something you could possibly die from. That's crazy. You said this. That's like you saying, oh, you okay with your husband jumping off a bridge even though you told him don't. Right. How you say as a husband, he's supposed to be there for you, but you'll be a wife that doesn't care how he feels. Does that make any sense? And somebody say, yeah, you're not married. I think it's important to consider how those personal decisions impact said husband. Right? Right. And this is the last one I'm going to read. No, I'm good. You made a choice to not put in the work, but waste money that could have been used for something more important. I don't agree. I'm not supporting it, especially when you can die and have complications from it. Right. So this is the delusion that we're talking about. This is the level of selfishness that we're talking about. These women still think that they are single even when they are married, and they accuse men of thinking this, but women are the main proponents of this thought. So jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.